And we're back with Conversations Live, and our conversation that we're having with Tyler Lepley. He's been talking with us not only about his own journey as an actor, but also how he got to where he is today on one of the biggest shows on the Oprah Winfrey Network, The Haves and the Have-Nots. Of course, you guys can see that Tuesday evenings on the Oprah Winfrey Network. You know, Ty, there's two things with Benny's character I want to talk to you about, and I understand that if you can't get too much into it, that's totally fine. Maybe some of it will reveal itself as the show continues. But one of them is the power of the dream. You have Candace, and even your mother says, Benny wanted to be able to have, that towing service. That was a dream.
Yeah.
And to see that dream realized, what was it like for you to play that part where you're able to play this character that had a vision and was able to see that vision being realized?
I mean, it was well, first of all, it was a blessing because, I've had my own dreams in my own life as Tyler Lepley. As Benny, I think it's such a realistic dream to have that you guys are seeing, and you will continue to see more of it because, well, first of all, growing up, I think that, in my creation, I don't think that, I from day one wanted to be a tow truck driver. I mean, what I wanted to be was someone that could provide for my family. I think I found a business that could be successful through, and again, this is my creation, through watching. I grew up in a have-not world, so I've definitely had, again, in my creation, friends that have tried to lead me down the wrong path, maybe to some fast money. The thing about that is that I'm the patriarch of my family, right? I have to be there for my family, so I can't have a dream of being a dope boy. Right, because if I get locked up, that's a wrap for my whole family. I can't do that. Again, going into portraying this solid father figure for my family. So that's where I think I found the tow truck business. This was my dream. As I get older, I think it's cool to be able to portray because it's one thing to be able to chase a dream. It's another thing to realize what a dream takes. And a lot of times, as I know in my real life, a lot of times, going towards a dream, sometimes you have to go through the dark to see the light. You know what I mean? I didn't just get a tow truck. I mentioned it. I think I had a line in there that said something about, the dream was getting a tow truck business, but the nightmare is trying to get this business, like trying to get this clientele. I mentioned a couple of times I only really have one tow truck, and I'm only towing a couple trucks here or there. So it's really fun to be able to play this dream because a lot of times you have to go. You have to travel a far ways through this dark tunnel to be able to see that light, and that's what you guys are seeing right now. I know you guys definitely aren't seeing Benny rake in all this fast money off of this business he created. You know what I mean? So it's cool to be able to portray the fact that you're going to have to go through some hard times to be able to realize this dream and fulfill this dream. So that's definitely a very realistic and fun dream and part for me to play.
You know what? The reason I want to bring that up, Ty, is because I think so many people know what it's like to have that dream, and for whatever reason, maybe because of where they're from, or because of what people have told them, they think that it's not possible. And Benny is showing that it is possible. There is another thing though, and this is it really came to me because I was, I'm not, of course, definitely not a stalker, but in getting ready for shows like this, of course, I try to know what I can, about the person I'm going to be talking to. There was an article written about you, and the headline was interesting to me, and it said, "Local guy finds stardom by mistake." One of the things we see happens with Benny is his issue with God and faith. What is it like for you to bring that dynamic, and how has your own faith, do you think, played a role in what you've been able to do with your own life and in your journey and your profession?
Well, I mean, I think, first of all, I'm a very God-fearing person. I have a great relationship with the Lord as Tyler Lepley. I think that, for me, it took for me to get a little bit older to really start. And, some people have to go through what they have to go through. They have to mature in their own way and at their own pace. And as I got older, I started really developing a very serious relationship with, the Lord and just my spirit and nature and all that, the whole 9 yards as I got older. As Benny, and I saw this a little bit growing up too, so this is something I can relate to as I'm about to explain Benny. A lot of times, when things aren't going well for you, it's easy to look up at the sky and, curse at it and ask why, why me, and really not understand these things, right? But I think that going through those trials and tribulations, you really start to understand, again, what is on the other side of that darkness, And I think for Benny, right now, because I have this mortgage issue, because I have Candace, who's such a handful, because my mother just got over being sick, I think right now, going into episode 5, not that you see me, looking up at the sky and screaming at it, but I think that's a little bit of the tone that I'm playing right now, because the chips seem to be stacked against me as Benny,
Right.
So when I hear my mom talk about, the Bible, you hear me say stuff like, unless that thing got about 50 grand tucked inside of it, I don't even see why it's going to help, So as of right now, I'm still trying to find that path, I think, even though no matter what, I am a God-fearing man as Benny at this point. It's just hard for me to really, truly find that faith with everything going so wrong, with those odds being stacked up so highly against me. So I think that, Benny currently right now is probably Tyler or Lepley, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. You know what I mean? So it's cool to be able to portray that, because at this point in my life, at 26, Tyler Lepley, I've found the Lord, and I've had to go through that dark tunnel that I keep, mentioning. So it's cool to be able to look back. I'm almost like watching Benny and watching myself in the past a couple of years ago before I found that, going through those trials and tribulations.
All right, man, that's good stuff. Again, everyone, Tyler Lepley is our guest. He's been talking with us not only about his own journey as an actor, but what it's been like for him to bring the character Benny to life, and the show that really everybody these days is talking about, the haves and the have-nots. It's a great show on the Oprah Winfrey Network. We're going to be telling you guys here in a moment how you guys can stay in contact with Ty. But, Ty, one last question I have for you about yourself and this experience. You have the spotlight on you. I've seen you doing the red carpets. I've seen you doing, the interviews, and people, are talking about you. How do you stay in the process of being able to appreciate and enjoy where you are in your career? How do you stay true to yourself in the process? What is it that keeps you centered and keeps you grounded?
So crazy. It's just like, I'm not just going to regurgitate what you said, but you just touched on some key things that I don't think everyone realized what you really just said, because you said a lot of the answer in your question. It's really about, first of all, it's about staying grounded, right? Now that can go into your relationship with the Lord, the friends that you have around you. You may have to distance some friends around you. A lot of things, some things I've learned is some friends that are around me are taking it a little bit crazier than I am, right? They're starting to go a little crazy. Not a big deal. It's just I had to learn to love them from a distance. I'm not going to cut people out of my life, but you can love them from afar. They don't have to be so close to you. Again, sticking to the process. You had mentioned that in your question. Same thing with the answer. It's really sticking to your process. Now, what is your process? What got you to this point? And whatever got you to this point is what you should stick to, right? And again, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Just I'm right back in my acting class. I'm going right back out auditioning. I'm not sitting here choosing to just soak up the limelight. And it's kind of hard, because it goes back to being humble, because, soaking up the limelight, it can feel good from time to time, You step out, people recognize you, you have people running up to you, or, women that all of a sudden want to be a part of you. You have to really, truly understand what's going on here. And as long as you can just stay humble, stay true to yourself. Another thing that you mentioned in the question that I'll bring right back to the answer, who was Tyler Lepley before all this, right? I want to keep that. I don't necessarily just want to change just because I step out and TMZ runs up to me. And really just keeping faith, sticking to the process, and it's really, this is all a testament to the Lord. It really is. This is all by the grace of God that this has happened. So as quickly as it was given to me, it truly can be taken away from me just as fast, just like football was, right? So I think another big thing is staying humble, staying grounded, sticking to the process, and staying true to yourself.